So we're going to run through a cervical strength and little mobility series to improve neck pain and postural malalignments. So you're going to take just a hand towel, a little bigger or smaller depending on how much of a forward head posture you might have. You might need different size. You're just going to roll it up nice and tight. And when you lie down on the towel, we're looking at getting the towel right along your occipital bone. So the neck comes up and you kind of feel these dimples right at the base. That bone in between is where you want the towel to have its primary base of contact. So we're gonna come so that you're lying down. You're gonna get your towel and put it right under the head. As you're getting situated and aligning the towel, you also wanna make sure that your chin is in this nice neutral downward position, not cocked back as you're trying to situate the towel, right? Because that's not gonna work. So the first exercise is just simply gonna be knees bent, you're relaxing through your center, and we're working to push the head straight down so that those bones are pushing into that towel. So we're not working to do a chin tuck or pushing to extend, right? We're thinking about taking the nose and driving it straight down to the floor. I want you to hold that contraction for about a count of 10 and then relax. Shoulders should be relaxed. We're not recruiting anything extra, just relaxing and pressing. So we'll get 10 of those, holding for 10 seconds each. The next one we'll do is roll onto the side. And for this one, you might either tuck your hand underneath so that you can attain a neutral position, or you might slide another towel underneath. It's just something enough so that your neck is starting in a relatively neutral position so that you're not way down here to begin. So with this one, we're putting the main surface area right at the temple. And from here, you're gonna push directly into the towel, working to create a side bend through these muscles of the neck. So again, shoulders are relaxing, light contraction, about 10 to 15% of the effort that you could create, light contraction and relax, contract, and breathe and relax. Okay, so we'll get 10 there. And then while we're in this side position, are they gonna leave the knees folded, hands are gonna come out in front of us, and we're gonna open and rotate. Take a big breath in range. As you exhale, you're gonna come back together. We're opening and closing. Open and close. Remembering that your eyes are following your hand as it moves. Another key component to this though is once you feel like your spine stops rotating, we don't want to just crank with the shoulder, right? So this would be shoulder rotation, not spine rotation. So as I open, I want to keep my arm in plane essentially with my spine. Eyes are only going as far as they can without causing pain, and we're keeping the chin relatively down, right? We don't want to end up back here in extension and causing ourselves neck pain. So again, we'll get 10 on each arm with the contractions in between. Make sure you're breathing and relaxing. Spend as much time in range as you need for each of those positions. So the next one is we'll take our same towel, or if it's tolerated, you can get a larger bath towel, you can use half of a foam roller, whatever you might have to make another round fulcrum. So what we're doing with this one is stretching the thoracic spine. So as I bring my arm back behind, you can see the bottom tip of my shoulder blade is here. This level in my spine is where we're gonna start with the towel at. So you're gonna come into lying down. The towel's gonna be right at the bottom tips of those shoulder blades. If you do have a forward head posture, you may need a pillow to support the head so that we're not kind of extended in this position here. We want to be able to maintain this nice neutral neck position while we create this fulcrum through the thoracic spine. So first of all, you're just going to take a few big breaths and try to relax into this position. We're breathing into the place as you take a breath in. You're going to really work to fill the area and push into the resistance, pushing your lung feeling into the resistance of where the towel is at. If it's comfortable for you, you can certainly bring hands back behind the head. You can open them up to get a nice anterior wall stretch as well. Whatever is comfortable for now. After you feel like you've settled into this position with a few deep breaths, then we're going to kind of take your hips and tuck them up to tighten the ribs and take the rib flare out, but maintaining contact in position here in the upper body. So just make sure we're not sitting up and down, right? We want to keep this towel pushing the thoracic spine up and forward as we tuck the hips underneath. And just go nice and slow, exhale, and breathe in. And really with this one, working on it for probably 2 to 3 minutes, but really kind of spending the time in this position until you feel like the work is done. If there's still a lot of pressure, a lot of resistance, then you might spend an extra minute here. We're gonna do 3 different positions on this one. So after that spot's nice and settled, you're gonna bring the towel so it's about 2 inches higher than it was. So now we're kind of right in the middle of the shoulder blades, right in that area. Same thing, you can open up, relax, we're breathing a few times, and then doing a few tucks. And then we'll go 1 position higher so that it's right at the top of the shoulder blades, but still in a place where you're getting a nice stretch. Level of intensity is gonna vary depending on where your postural deviations are and where your tensions are. So just be mindful of where to spend your time, but same ideas throughout each position, wherever you're comfortable, nice neutral head, tucking the pelvis up and back. So the last piece of this mobility puzzle is we're gonna find a stable surface somewhere in your home. A chair works great just because the height is good, but using a counter, a kitchen table, whatever is a steady and safe surface for you. So with this one, we're gonna bring the hands into a sturdy position here so that the weight is on your palms in either direction, it doesn't matter. Then we're gonna take the feet back, and here we're just doing a modified downward dog like we see in yoga. So you're gonna press back, hips are gonna come into the air. You're pushing back into the shoulders as far as they can comfortably go without a lot of stress. Trying to keep your heels down and flat so that we're getting a full posterior chain stretch. And then we'll bring yourself up to neutral. And then I want you to choose a leg. Bring it forward so you're kind of in this long lunge position. You're gonna stabilize yourself with one hand. It's hard to see from this angle, but my feet are still wide. So this foot is on this side of the chair, and if I brought this one forward, it would be at the other leg of the chair. So we're keeping this wide base so we stay nice, safe, and balanced. You're gonna take your weight between the legs and on a hand, and you're rotating the spine and reaching up and coming back down. You can also bring the elbow back instead of the arm if that's easier for the shoulder. And we'll do 3 times. And then bring the hand back, get your stability, get your body comfortable, and then we're gonna rotate the other way. So this one, you're gonna shift the stretch to kind of this lateral posterior chain here, reach and open, and bring the hand down. There's no rush in this one, and bring it down. 3 times again. And then you'll bring the leg back to meet the other one. Push yourself back again, get a nice long stretch. Get a few good breaths. And then we're gonna switch legs. Same thing, stabilize yourself, make sure your balance is good. And then we're gonna rotate and open and come down. Rotate and open, down, and for one more. And we're gonna bring the other hand up, and same thing, rotate away. If at any point in between these you have to take a seat and rest, do that. Take breaks, make sure you're breathing through your activity, move nice and slow, shoot for gooding, doing with each leg 5 times forward for this mobility drill.